Hey, we back. Hey, we back for another episode of Motivational Shit Podcast, bringing the energy, bringing the high frequency, bringing the positivity. How's everyone feeling? Let's get it.
Let's get it, man. Welcome back.
Yes,
how everybody feeling?
Hey, man, I'm feeling good. Yo, we got our special guest here today, right? Part of Black Ink Radio. We got Oracle Connect, High Heels. Let's get it. Hey, yes. So she gonna be joining us in this conversation of motivation today. We got Super Healer in here. You right? She's gonna provide the health facts. What's going on?
Yes, so happy to be here. Excited to share more health facts with you guys today. I'm excited to talk with our guest. I'm excited to see you again, Wayne. Every Sunday, always a great vibe to see you, to see Dylan, see Huey, the whole crew. You know, I'm definitely happy to be here.
You know, I think everybody in Atlanta have dealt with homelessness at one point in time.
Yes. I actually yesterday, Brother Risa had a free webinar that I tapped into, and he was telling his story, and he was talking about the same thing. He was like, yo, I was getting put out of my apartment, like I was going from room to room, place to place. He was like, he didn't really get money until 2019, until he put out his book. So all this time, we looking at Risa with the facts, and he was like, I was getting put out, I was, taking the bus. I didn't have, like, a lot of us don't have what you think. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's legit. I just was driving DoorDash just now because I had quit my job to go to massage school. And the reason I quit my job is because my boss told me either I am going to be a manager or massage therapist. She tried to pull my card. And I'm like, well, God told me to be a massage therapist. So, peace. And I'll drive DoorDash and I'll still make the same money. You know what I'm saying? So, homelessness, I hear that all the time. And that's when it pulls the boys from the mice. What is it? The mice from the men? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so are you going to give up or are you going to push through? If you push through, then you built for this.
But that's what I want to ask. For people who are not, everybody not as strong, right? For people who are not as strong, man, how do they get through a rough patch like that? Because some people it make or break them, and some people it does break them. But for example, like stuff I went through, you went through, everybody else went through. How do they get to a point where like keep them going so they won't break? How did you then? How you didn't break? How you didn't break? Like what kept you from not breaking in that process?
You want to answer?
Okay. I'll go ahead and go first. It was the same thing High Heels said with the trust. I didn't have the patience. I did not have the patience. But it was the trust. And it was also positivity. That's why one of the reasons I preached that. Just to recap my story, I was married then, I think, maybe 31? Yeah. No, I was like, anyway, that was like 4 years ago. Okay, I was married. I wanted to get a divorce. I'm not going to get into that details, but I wanted to get a divorce. So we got a divorce. Me and my ex-wife, we separated. She was the owner of the car, so she had the car. We only had one car. Right. So luckily, I was able to buy my mom's Honda Accord, and we was behind on rent for 6 months. We was behind. I mean, we was going through a lot of shit, a deployment, not being able to get money. And also, too, my own laziness of not tapping into being a true man and hustling and providing. Okay?
Accountability.
Yes. I take accountability to that. So, basically what ended up happening is I didn't want to ask for anybody to stay with. I didn't want to go to my parents because, all throughout my life, see, I grew up very privileged. I grew up middle class. My parents always been there. I always had everything I want, so in return, in my adult life, it made me not as ambitious. So, and I was tired of always going to my parents. So I decided to, hey, just bear it. So I was homeless in the car for 9 months, and during that time, I was dealing with my demons from coming out of that relationship, trying to heal. I was operating in the low space, you know what I'm saying? I was lusting heavy. I was trying to jump on anything that I could. I was lusting. Yeah, I know. But that's what happens when you're in a marriage for 5 years and then you get a divorce. You know what I'm saying?
Get off the leash.
Yeah. But yeah, so I was lusting for everything, man. I had to wash in gas stations. I had to wash in parks, man. I got humiliated and humbled. But through all that time, I stayed positive, I even dealt with wanting to end myself, but I stayed positive, and during those times I was receiving a lot of messages from God. I was seeing angel numbers first time in my life. I was seeing, I look up to the sky, I was seeing shooting stars sometimes. I was just in alignment, I was getting really help, but positivity though. Positivity helped me when I was sitting in that car around this time and just laying there and feeling the cold air. I said, hey, man, I got to stay positive. I know I got a purpose here. I know I dealt with a lot of shit, and, I know I needed this. That homelessness made me a man. It made me more ambitious, made me find my purpose. It made me go get it. It made me had to drive. And that's what I needed from coming up being a pampered, spoiled-ass black kid. Yeah. So positivity.
Yeah.
Positivity.
Yeah. I think a key part of what you said, too, is humility. Because there's people that will go through the homelessness, right? But it don't build them. You know what I'm saying? You kind of see them either give up or they become a victim, or then they just always asking people. They don't go out and get it for themselves. I feel like it's because they lack that humility and understanding that God is in control of your life. Because if you're not humble, it's like, how do I explain this? The humility to understand, okay, I don't have control. How do I move from this position? Instead of me being angry at God or me being angry at the world, I have to figure this out. Like, I got to pull myself up. And then that creates a connection to God, because I feel like once you create that humility and that submittance, then God reaches out to you more. You dig what I'm saying? Because you were saying about the angel numbers. It was the same thing for me when I was homeless. Like, when I was in my car, I used to see angel numbers all the time. And like, that's when the ocean used to talk to me. Like, I would sit at the ocean. My ex-husband was an alcoholic at the time, so he would be over there drinking and I would just be by myself. And it was like the ocean would just start talking to me, like just giving me messages, downloads, stuff like that. So I feel like that humility part is what puts you in a position to receive from God more. When you're not humble, you go into the drugs, you go into, you know what I'm saying? You feeling like you're a victim. I feel like that's when you're not gonna get motivated by that situation.
I feel that. That goes along with I'm reflecting back. I know I keep talking about it, but I'm not gonna talk about it too much. But
with this marriage,
no. On the Great American Speak Off, I met this Christian guy. He was talking to me, about the Bible, and he was saying, God gives you answers when you be humble. You know what I'm saying? So that that just correlates. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to bring that up, like that humility, when you're not in your ego, when you're ready to listen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Huey, I remember you telling me when you went to Cali, man.
Yes.
It was a little bit of a rough transition. Do you want to?
Yes, most definitely. Going to LA, honestly, I didn't know. It was just me and my best friend at the time. Well, at the time, it was still his best friend. I didn't mean to say it like that. I want to be listening like, what would you mean at the time?
Past tense.
Yeah.
Past tense here?
Yeah, can clear that up. Yeah, my best friend, we just need to change environment because like she said, like you said, it seems like when something goes wrong, like everything went wrong. Like I had death, had like my grandma died, my other best friend had died that year. I had lots of stuff going on, family issues, like everything was just like back. So only thing I could think of was change environment, but I didn't know where I was gonna go. So we got on that plane. We didn't book where we was gonna live yet. So and the funniest part, when I got the plane, my bag like bottom part just bust open.
Wow.
We were trying to walk to to go to Starbucks or something so we can get the Wi-Fi and book a Airbnb. But the bottom, I guess it was just ragged or whatever. But it just busted up on the bottom. He was just like, oh my God. I was like, he helped me get up, and I was like, dang, this is crazy. So we getting there.
Yeah.
So we went in there, and he booked the Airbnb, but I thought it was like me and him gonna be up top, and then some people gonna be at the bottom. But when we got there, it was like I'm in a room with like 5, 6, 7 other people that I don't know. Each room had like 3, 4 people, so it's a whole household with like bunk beds and everything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So and we was there like no turning back. It's like we here.
Yeah.
So and then end up those people. A lot of people I met end up being my close friends now to this day. Even though they in Cali or whatever, but we would like end up being like family. Like I didn't have no family there. I needed you. You know what I'm saying? If Thanksgiving, anything, we making meals together. Like if I need $20, if you need 20. But we gotta go and get some food down the street. We split the plates, whatever. But it was, changing environment really helped me because I was able to focus, and it took my mind off of all the stuff that was going on. So it really helped me, and that's when I really locked in with want to do film. Then end up going to LA Film School and really just can focus. But I couldn't do that, in the environment. You can't heal in the same spot you're hurt at.
Yeah.
What part of LA?
The first part I moved, it was near downtown LA, off of Pico and Union.
Okay.
And then after the second year, I moved to Burbank.
Okay, you was in the valley then.
'Cause
Yeah, 'cause I was homeless in LA.
Huh?
I was homeless in LA.
So you know about
Skid Row?
Skid Row? Yeah, slip my
Yeah,
mind.
I wasn't on Skid Row. When I say homeless, first I was sleeping in my car, and so
Okay.
we were over there off of Olympic and Sepulveda.
Okay,
So I don't know if that's like West LA.
Yeah.
So then our car always would break down, right? So it was like we literally walked to our car to sleep, and then so we walked to Santa Monica College, go take a shower.
Yeah.
That was like 2-hour walk. And then I would go to this place called OPCC. It's a place for homeless people.
Yeah.
And get a sack lunch. To this day, shout out OPCC. That was like the best sandwich ever in life. And then I worked in Santa Monica. But then we end up getting a motel room. So in LA, because it's like 35%, damn near 40% homeless.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people
You
live
get
in
help.
motel rooms.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a studio apartment. So we lived in a
Gotcha.
motel room that was on Sepulveda and Venice
Okay.
until I left, until I ended up leaving him. So that was from like 2017 to the beginning of 2019. Yes, I was a
I
West
could never
Sider.
say that word. Say it's
Sepulveda.
even when I was out there, even when I was catch the bus, it'd be like next stop Spud or something. I always say it wrong, like Spud.
Yeah, you gotta get your Spanish tongue.
So, yeah.
Yeah. That rolling of the R.
Yeah, you gotta just get that Sepulveda,
Sepulveda.
La Cienega.
La
You know what I'm
Cienega.
saying? Everything is Spanish in LA.
Oh, that's
You
great.
know?
Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then in LA, I think you can get a little more help. Like since so many, I think maybe in LA it's a little more resources.
I think it's just easier to be homeless in LA.
Yeah.
Because you can go to the beach,
You
you
can
know what I'm
beach
saying?
and
You go to
chill.
Venice. And then like I said, OPCC
Yeah.
was not a place to help you not be homeless. It was
Mm-hmm.
a place for homeless people. Like they did have like programs, but the programs had long wait lists, but it was a place where you can go take a shower, which I wasn't doing it. You could do your laundry, you could get food.
Yeah.
So it was a place because there's a large population in LA that are homeless by choice. So they live in the tent cities that are underneath the building or underneath the bridges. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Because that's what I started to see. And you know what though? I'll say that time of homelessness, it didn't just humble me. It helped me see a different idea of life. Because all of the stuff that we found so important, it's a community of people that don't care about that. but they have really happy lives.
Yeah.
Like everybody is trying to get them to not be homeless, and they're like, but I'm happy. I literally camp every day. Like, I'm not asking you for nothing. They go collect cans, you know what I'm saying? Or they go and do odd jobs and get money to get food. Like, they chilling. Like, so who am I to tell them that they shouldn't be homeless? Who am I to tell them that their life isn't happy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That's true.
Like, because
Wow.
we are putting so much pressure on an apartment or on a house or a
Yes.
car. And there's a community of people that are perfectly fine and happier than some of these people that is millionaires.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that was one thing that taught me was a different perspective of life. Like, okay, I gotta be happy regardless. Like, if I can find happiness in this, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be straight regardless of what I have.
I'm not gonna lie. I had a
feel
lot of
that.
fun days when I was homeless in New York, and it wasn't for like a long time. But one of the things I used to tell myself was like, the planet is my home, and that kind of like calmed me down with my anxiety and just reminded me just keep on working, keep on just staying consistent. And I know that it was just temporary. I'll be like, okay, the planet is my home, and God is gonna provide, and everything just worked out. But I had a lot of fun days, and I met a lot of great people. It was tough at times, you know. I didn't have the gym membership and all of that, but you know,
Shout out to everybody. We always taking showers up in the gym.
Yeah. Yeah. So that Planet Fitness.
the Planet is good hot oil.
Yes. Yes.
Refreshing. You feel refreshed.
Yes.
You know, you feel refreshed, and you go out there, go out into the world,
Yes.
and you felt, you know, you felt better. You know, a good hot shower, it does so much to like your mind, your body. It washes up all the problems of yesterday, and it's just like, I just love that period of time, and I learned so much. And if it wasn't for that period of time in my life, I wouldn't be in Georgia meeting so many amazing people.
Wow.
So it needed to happen, and I'm so happy that it happened, because I learned so much. And like you said, it humbled me, you know, and it made me more grateful for the things in my life. And not only that, because I know like that I did hit a particular, like I did hit a rock bottom. Now I know where I don't want to go back ever again, you know. And because I was at that point in my life, I know that I have the power to kind of manifest anything that I want in my life, because I was like, okay, this is what I was going through, and I got out of that, you know. So it definitely was a much needed experience in my life as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shout
Wow.
out to the shower.
Yeah.
Wow.
You just brought back a memory.
Yo. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but see, it's that something like that, because I used to go to Santa Monica College's gym, because I was in a gym class, but it felt so like the shower was so good. And then think about how often you take to this day I enjoy showers like that. But think
Yeah.
about how
Yeah.
often
Best
people
ones.
just take a shower and you just in and out. It's like, damn, you didn't even value that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciated it.
Yeah.
Appreciated it more.
So how else was your LA experience? And how long were you out there?
I always say I did 2 stints.
Okay.
I was there 2005 to 2011. I went to college. I went to SMC, and then I went to UCLA.
Okay.
And then I left and came back to help my mother, and I left my husband, and then I went back the very beginning. Well, it was like December of 2016. So I'll say 2017 to 2019. The second bout was the time where actually I had a little bit of homelessness the first time too, but the second bout was the real homelessness. It was beautiful at the same time, because that is when I started to step into my spiritual journey. Because 2016, I would say that's like an activation year. My bad. See, I told y'all I'm clumsy. I'm gonna end up hurting y'all stuff. But that was the activation year. And so 2017, we had got evicted, and so we moved to LA to stay with my ex-husband's mom. But at the time, he was an alcoholic, like real bad. So people just kept kicking us out. And finally, I was like, can y'all just keep my kids and I'll leave with him? But through that time, I appreciate it, because that's when, a year later, I had got a good job. So I was able to afford to do an energy healing apprenticeship.
Okay.
So I learned like Reiki, crystal healing, and it was with a different group of people. Like, I love Atlanta and I love the blackness of Atlanta, but the only thing that is missing is diversity in spirituality. Because in LA, you've got your Native American sisters over here. You know what I'm saying? You got white folks over here, like, African. So it's like you're getting all of these aspects of spirit. while y'all are going on a journey together. So my second time in LA was where I gained all my spiritual knowledge, and then I came back to Atlanta with that. So my second time was really like, that was amazing for me, because that was when I became high heels. You know, like I hadn't started calling myself that yet, but that was when I created the name. That's when I became who I am now.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Hey, shouts out to that. Shouts out to that. Hey, I just want to remind everyone, make sure y'all tap into it. Subscribe to Her Vibe High Heels. Make sure you subscribe to Huey G, Super Healer, the motivational shit. Let's get it. And we on some motivational shit today, telling y'all about our life stories. I want to piggyback when you're talking about how in LA, the thing that Atlanta didn't have, I mean, Atlanta do have the blackness, which, you know, we all are appreciative of it. But just that multicultural experience of LA, I want to say, like, I grew up, right? My family was in the military, so I did move around a lot. But the main places that I spent the most years was in Atlanta and North Carolina. But, you know, y'all, I am pro-black. I love my people. No.
There's a
No.
black
I'm not about to say nothing negative. I'm not about to say, but that multicultural experience really helped me when I was young. You know, I was thinking about it yesterday. You know, like in my neighborhood, it was no trash, fresh grass. I mean, fields of fresh grass. We had like Koreans, we had white people in there, and everyone, you know, for the most part, got along. And like my dad, he always did his best to keep me away from the nigga culture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And being in that area help influence. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still, as a young man, you know, tried to emulate that. I remember one time I was standing on a bus stop and I put my do-rag on. My dad drove past and actually wind down the window like, "Hey, son, hey, you better take that damn do-rag off."
Right. Like, I don't know where you at.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that multicultural experience, you being with different people, getting different perspectives, I feel like it helps you better in the world. Like, you're able to communicate, right? Communicating with different people, gaining some knowledge, gaining on their customs, and then you associate, you know, they know you, they recognize you, they associate with you, then you're able to participate. And that can lead to different resources. That can lead to, you know, knowledge being, you know, or just greater spiritual knowledge, you know, same as you said, Ayils.
See, it's so funny because, you know, I'm African. So my dad is from Ghana. My mom is from Swaziland. So I didn't grow up like a typical American.
Yes.
You know, I grew up African. Like my first 10 years of life, if you wasn't from Ghana or Nigeria, I was not at your house. You know what I'm saying? That's just that. Even how if I had a little bit of a country accent, my dad be like, "Why are you speaking like that?" Like, speak good English. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what my family do me. Like in Trinidad, they be like, "Why you talking like a Yankee now?" Like,
yeah,
like
Exactly.
But
they make fun of me. Like, so I understand that.
Yeah, I mean, but it's. I'll say that. Growing up, I got the whole "you talk like a white girl" thing because I'm from Atlanta, you know. So everybody else don't talk like this; they talk like that's why LA I fit in because I sound more like I'm from LA. That was actually when I became more comfortable in my skin because I sound like everybody else. Nobody was like, "Why are you talking like that?" You know what I'm saying? It was normal. But going back to spirituality, though, you know, like for me, my mom is half white, so. My grandfather is German Polish, so there's just no getting around identifying with white people because half my family is white. Even growing up, like my ex-husband used to joke, he was like, "Dude, I kind of realized like you ain't grow up like us," because the music that he's talking about, I'm like, yeah, no, my mama didn't play that. Like, you know, like it wasn't because she didn't like it. It's just we listened to everything, pop music. You know, we're immigrants. Like we weren't. Yeah. My dad was not listening to Kool Moe Dee. You know what I'm saying? Like my brother was sneaking that. Like we were listening to Michael Jackson and what's his name? What's the dude with the jeans? God, I can't remember his name now. Anyway, we was listening to all the pop music. I cannot think of his name right now, but he pulled Demi Moore up on the stage in that video, and it's all those music that had that going on. That's what we listened to.
Okay.
But all that to say, when you go back to spirituality, I appreciate diversity in spirituality, because if we talk in spirituality, how can we put race into that? And I know that people are going to say, okay, but you joined the Nation of Islam. I get that. But what I mean is that there's different levels to this. Like, I didn't start off here. I started off at the Bible. Then after the Bible, then I went into the Indian practices. After the Indian practices, then I started to dive more into my own situation, period, into myself. And then after I dived into myself, that's when, the messenger called me. But it's like, if we only stay in one place spiritually, like, we're missing out. Like, if you don't ever dive into tantric practices, like, that is the ultimate understanding of your universal oneness. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't ever go any other place, if we never look at Aleister Crowley, like, how will we see? I mean, it's just all sorts of aspects of spirituality that we have to look at. We can't be in one place. You know what I mean? Like,
we can't. I feel that, like, right there. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, me, I don't, assign to any particular, beliefs, right? I pull from, I pull some concepts from Buddhism. I pull from the Nation of Islam. Remember how you taught me about the creation? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? But when you're progressing and you're doing something new, right? It's the creative process, right? You have to create, but it's a struggle that comes with it. You don't give up on the struggle. You got to continue. The struggle's supposed to come.
Oh, yes, we did talk about that. I remember now.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, God, I gotta remember exactly what we were talking about. I vaguely remember about the process and the struggle. Oh, it's leaving my mind.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
But that concept right there, and I mean, it's just evolving, and like in our community.
Oh, I do know what we're talking about.
Okay.
I believe we were talking about the mathematics.
Yes.
Because Islam is mathematics. And
yeah.
so whenever things are happening, I always say that's in the equation for your life. You know what I'm saying? Because it goes back to that preordained idea, but everything is in the mathematics for your life. So it's logical. It makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even though it's a struggle, it's in the mathematics for your life. You know what I'm saying?
Mathematics.
Yeah.
It helped me so much in my life. Like, from when I was younger to now. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, let me just finish up. But yes, learning about the mathematics, and just like a lot in our community, like we like, they ain't Christian, they spiritual, they New Age. I agree with the minister said, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, when he said we could argue about religion after we free.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. We argue about that after we free.
Right.
Right now we're in the midst of the battle. Super healer. What did you want to say with how the mathematics have played a good part in it?
It helps me a lot, just understanding like life on a simpler term, more simple. Like, it made things more simple for me, especially like growing up in New York, and there's a lot of people there that's in the Nation of Islam, a lot of 5%ers and things like that. So it's like they taught me a lot in New York, and just like knowing the mathematics, and just like you can relate it to your life. Even the alphabet too, you can relate it to your life, and you can see that, okay, when you kind of like follow it, you see the changes in your life, and you see the positive changes in your life, and like by living by that too as well.
I definitely agree with that.
Knowing that the black man is God, knowing that the black child is important, knowing that you got to have your knowledge, your wisdom, your understanding, all of those things were so important to me.
Yeah.
The poor righteous teachers.
Yeah.
The poor righteous teachers, but we're rich though.
Yes.
We're rich.
Teaching the deaf, dumb, and blind.
Exactly. And the mathematics goes into the angel numbers.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes,
Exactly.
yes.
Like
It
all of
does.
it aligns.
It's all
Yes.
correlated.
Yeah.
Yes. That's why that's another reason why Islam makes so much sense to me, because I'm a number person.
Yeah.
Angel numbers, not just angel numbers. That is communication. Numbers is a language. It is
Yeah,
a universal language.
Yes.
I think I've said this before, but don't want to be redundant, but oh well. Like my family are immigrants, and my cousin, when he came from Swaziland, his social studies wasn't that good, English grade wasn't that good, but his math and science was great. Math was perfect. And so he was like, well, because math is the same everywhere.
Yeah.
Like no matter what language you're speaking, like math is the same. And this is when I was a kid, and I realized, like, dang, that's true. Like, so even when it comes to other dimensions, it's the same language. It's the language that they use for our technology. It's the language that they use for what is that? Morse code.
Yes.
That's numbers still. So it's like you can't the math. You can't deny the mathematics. Like even if, regardless if you want to do astrology or whatever, you can't deny the mathematics. It's there. You know what I'm saying? The math is there.
Exactly.
I love that.
Exactly. The math is there. Huey, man, what about you, man? I see you all in the back.
I'm sitting back, I want to be on the video.
On the back, just chilling,
All
man.
in the video.
You want to get your pop on?
Yeah, brother.
No, but I really agree a lot with what Wayne said. Like I pull from a lot of different things. Like I grew up, in Christianity, but then I ended up getting into Hebrew Israelite because it was something new for me. Somebody introduced it to me. So for like a whole year, I was that, and then I ended up watching Malcolm X make it plain and learning this. I'm like, dang, it's so much information from everything. So for me, it's like I learned from everybody. Like I might back in the day, I used to listen to Farrakhan, all this stuff, the DVDs and stuff. I'm popping in, just sitting there and just listening.
I like really
Yeah,
though, like a daughter love a father, like for real.
Just like as a young woman hearing Farrakhan talk for the first time, I think I was about 16, 17, and it builds so much confidence in me. Like, it builds so much confidence in me, and it spoke to me, like it just speaks to me, and it's like, it does give you like that fatherly vibe, and that's something that I definitely needed. So
and that's what it
beautiful.
discourages. Well, I won't say the word discourage, but I wish that people would be less ignorant about him and the nation, because like people think that us women are just like, oh my God, y'all are subservient to those men. Oh my God, you have to cover your head. And I'm like, the minister talks about women in such a high manner. Like, we are the second self of God.
Yes.
The most honorable Elijah Muhammad
Yes.
is the second self of God.
Yes.
That is huge.
Yes.
Like, the minister, he says that the women are not behind us, if they're beside us, if not in front of us.
Yes.
Like, there's so much more confidence that I have as a woman since processing in the Nation of Islam than I ever have. Because it's even covering is like an honor to cover. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that somebody told me to do. It's something I just decided to do, like, because I felt it in me. But when you listen to the minister, like, he hits something in your spirit. That is a very divinely touched man, the exalted Christ. But you feel that within his spirit. Like, this man has sacrificed 65 years of his life to serve us. And that's remarkable, right? But I feel like I love him.
I love how the women in the Nation of Islam, like I always said this, I love how they're so unified, and sisterhood is a big thing, and the young girls are learning so much stuff from early ages. The young boys, like they're learning stuff from an early age, and I do see that a lot of couples in the Nation of Islam, they're flourishing, because especially if they've been in it for even when they were really young, because like the boys are learning skills and how to interact with the girls, and the girls are learning skills and how to interact with the boys, and then they're growing and they're knowing that they have an understanding early rather than later on in life, where they have to learn. Like later on in life, I think I had to learn balance between feminine and masculine energy, and how to be with a man, and how I should be with a man, and how to nurture him, and how to make sure he's healthy and things like that. And in the Nation of Islam, the boys and the girls are learning this at an early age, and the next generation is so important for the next generation to learn this. And I feel like all black people, all black children should be learning those lessons at an early age. And I love it. I respect it so much.
The biggest thing stick out to me was like they preach business.
Yeah.
They're big on starting your own business, being self-sufficient. That's the biggest thing that I like about it.
Yeah, and I believe the level of accountability that we have to have, it creates good business people as well, because you have to live honest. You have to be honest, and so that's a big trait when you're doing business. You have to keep your word when you do stuff, and that's kind of like one of the worst things about our community is that a lot of people fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
But because we're held to a certain level of accountability, I'm not gonna fake it till I make it. I can't do that to my people. I have to be straight up with my people. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if I'm doing some business with y'all, I got to do it right. I can't put y'all in a position where, you know what I'm saying? I can't snake you.
Yeah.
Because I'm snaking myself if I do that. But going back to what you were saying about the couples and about how our roles with men and women, I feel like one thing that I love is, okay, when we're in mosque, obviously, I think everyone knows we are separated. So the women are on one side, the men are on the other side. And I had somebody be disgusted by this, and I was like, because I mean, we want to focus on our lecture, and women are beautiful, and even the minister says that. Actually, my student minister, he was like, y'all women, we know y'all so beautiful, and it just one little look, and we just gonna be distracted, so we gotta keep with our lecture, they talk about how beautiful we are, and someone was just like, well, men should be able to control their urges. I said, but the problem is you're denying your nature. Yeah, that is what they did to us. Yeah. Is take us out of our nature. Yeah. It's our nature. Mm-hmm. Like, why are you going to deny a man's nature? And we are beautiful. They gonna look. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Like, so let's honor our nature. It's about not trying to deny natural urges. It's about understanding our urges, because we are going to think logic, and let's move accordingly. I had one woman who was like, I should be able to. Actually, I'm gonna tell this story.
Tell it now. Hey, go ahead.
So, there was an altar candy where Brother Islam came, and it was so hot up in there. It was so hot, and this girl had took her shirt off, and it wasn't just a regular sports bra. It was like a dirty laundry sports bra. It was like her boobs was out.
She took her shirt off and just like
she was just walking around in this little, but it wasn't
a little bra.
It was like little, like her nipples were covered.
It's like everyone else.
It's a group. It's jam packed. I'm talking about the Nation of Islam is in there thick, because FOI is all there because they security, and there's children. So we're all like, what? Is she naked? What? So in the bathroom, she's like, oh, it's not my fault that people can only sexualize me when they see me. And I'm like, but sis, like, there's children here. Like, you're naked. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that it's hot. We are all hot. But you're naked. But I thought, how dumb. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry for lack of a better word, but it's stupidity. When you think that you are going to deny God's nature that He has put here. You're naked at the end of the day. I don't care how free you want to be. I don't care how much you want to tell people they need to change their viewpoints. There is a child that is right here that sees your breast.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to use logic. I know that people want to be liberated and they feel like their nudity is liberation, but still use logic. Go be nude at the club that's 21 and up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't try to prove your point at a family function where you see that it's a lot of people around here, and here you are with your titties out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's, for me, I feel like we don't want people to have to stop being themselves, but still have logic and understand nature. You know what I'm saying? If you are in a short dress, are you going to walk down a dark alleyway? Right.
I'm probably not even gonna be outside that late in a short dress by myself.
You dig? So it's logic that we have to keep into place. And going back to the point, that's what I love about some of the teachings and about the ways, is that we're just using logic here, guys. Like, we're not recreating or reinventing the wheel. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to catch a good man. A good man is, they even saying it now. They like, most of these girls with the BBLs, they single if y'all really peep it. And all the natural women are the ones that got men. Like, we like, hold on, wait a minute.
I saw something online. It said the girls get the BBLs to compete with the girls with the with the natural bodies.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
They said the men want the women with the natural bodies, and the girls with the BBLs, they get the BBLs to compete with the girls with the natural bodies. And it's like most men don't really even want that realistically. I mean, maybe there's some men that's caught up in like the how do I say it, the adult industry stuff. So they watch a lot of adult industry movies, and they see that that's how the bodies look. So a lot of men, they're kind of like caught up in that. They're like, okay, that's how I feel like, you know, these are the videos I'm watching, so that's how I feel like the woman should look and all that. But it's so unrealistic. So I do see like there's some, but those are usually like the lost men who aren't really in tune with themselves, who will really look for that, and they shouldn't want the attention of those men anyway. But
Yes, yeah, it is. It's almost like that man who gets a sports car when he gets rich. You know what I'm saying? He's like, let me get this like ready-made woman over here. You know what I'm saying? But but I think we're moving past that. I think we're starting to move past it because there was such an influx of the BBL movement that now we're like, okay, wait a minute, I don't know if I like this that much anymore. Now the men are like, okay, hold on.
Especially after the girl lost her kidney, you know.
Who?
I think. This
What?
girl, she went to go get a BBL and they stole her kidney.
They stole her kidney.
They stole her kidney.
Yeah.
So I think once that story came out, I kind of started scaring. Like if there's somebody to lose a kidney, to be like, you know what?
She went to surgery and she ended up with a kidney missing.
Okay, like they take your organs over here. What was she, the DR?
Probably. Yeah, they stole her organ. Probably got a good bit of money for that.
But she got a big old booty.
Right. But my thing is, but what I want to know is, did they still do the surgery, or did they like open her up? You know, like, did they still do the surgery, or did they just open her up, you know, pull out the kidney, close her back up, and then she woke up and like, y'all didn't do nothing. You know, like, did they do that? Or did they still give her the surgery?
Yeah.
And
They was like, kidney by way of big booty. That was...
Yo.
That's what I was like,
That's not funny, but it's funny. It's not funny, though. I feel bad. I guess that's not funny, because she did lose a kidney.
I do feel bad, you know, but it's... Now everyone could look at that as a lesson. So sad that she had to be the lesson, but now people are gonna learn.
I feel like there's a guy named Dr. Michael. He's the butt doctor. He's from Beverly Hills. Cause I wanted all this before it was big. I was really big into, like, I wanted the plastic surgery so bad, like 2005, 2006 and stuff. But he was like the master of the Brazilian butt lift. It wasn't even called a BBL. It was the Brazilian butt lift. I know somewhere he's like rolling over, like, why did they do this to my masterpiece? Like, because that's not what he was doing. He was actually doing some good work. You would never know with his
next
work.
Level.
Yeah, they was like, let me infuse.
Hey, shout outs. Hey, stealing organs and women died as well. Yeah, like that's real.
Real talk. There's a massage that, let me not do that. Someone I know, she almost died. She 2019, right before COVID hit, she had did a aggressive 360 and a BBL, and she went into Miami and did it. And then the next year, she wanted to do, because she didn't do her arms and her chin, so she was like, okay, well, I was gonna get my arms lipoed, and then they were gonna do under my chin, and then they told her, well, we do have a special going on, so you can get another aggressive 360. So do you know what an aggressive 360 is?
Nah.
Okay, let's y'all are like, what is this? So it's when they do liposuction all the way around the waistline, so all through the back and the stomach. And aggressive means that they're doing more than what is actually supposed to be taken out. So you're doing aggressive, you're getting to the I won't say more, you're getting to the maximum. But the second time she went to the DR, so it was an aggressive. So when she came back, she said that, you know, she just started to feel real sick. Her back was feeling kind of like, because they did too much. So with lipo, if you do too much, it burns your skin. So she had the entire part of her back was completely burned. Like, she almost died. Like, she had to get like 4 skin grafts. Like, it was infected, everything. And she still, to this day, is trying to get some sort of justice from the doctors in the DR. But, like, she almost died for that. Like, and I was like, why did she go back the second time? You know? And she was just like, I don't know why. Like she just wanted her arms, and then they added that, and she was like, cool, I'll do that too then, why not,
Wow.
But yeah, so I don't know, when I look at her now, and like, I don't know, it's like a love-hate relationship, because I know she likes the way her body looks, but at the same time I'm like, dang, you went through all that. Yeah,
Sacrificed a lot for that.
yes.
Yeah.
Like, might as well just worked out and dieted.
Yeah. Just actually put the work out. No shortcuts.
Yeah, man.
It's gonna look
Damn.
better, it's gonna look more natural, it's gonna last longer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if you ever saw the ladies, they're like, it's like an 80-year-old woman, and she's like a bodybuilder or whatever. I'm trying to be like her, like all fit at 80 and stuff. But you only get that when you actually put in the work, because I don't know how well does the surgeries age. Like, I don't know. That's what I want to know. How well does it age? Like 20 years after the surgery, like, are you still looking good? Are you still, is it still looking okay, Or are you going to have health issues because of the implants or the surgery and all this stuff? Like, I do think it's kind of unnatural, so I do believe it's going to have some type of health problems because of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know the boobs, they have to get those redone and reinstalled.
They
So,
get popping and all types of stuff. And
blessings to the bodies.
yes,
Yeah.
feel better.
Wow.
It works out for them.
But everyone, we're just about to go on a short break, and we'll return. Make sure y'all stay tapping in, man, because we really diving deep today.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Had a deep dive, right? Keys, infinite waters.
And we come back, we're going to
Deep.
definitely get more into you, too. Everything you do. We're gonna let
Yes.
you, get more into you. We'll come back. And yeah, definitely went deep today, man.
It's 3:33. Hey.
Hey,
Yes,
The
333.
numbers, math, man.
Okay, hey, we ride with the numbers.
Hey.
It just stays, right? The presence of Allah
Yes.
is constant.
That's that understanding.
Hey, it's your girl Kay Chantel, your favorite one from Women in the Mic. I have a question. Do you own your own business and need advertising? Do you provide a service and want to increase your clientele? Well, bring your advertising needs to YaleRadiocast.com. We are on Apple Podcasts, Pandora, and iHeartRadio. We offer graphic design, web design, and video services. So, not only can you grow your business with Yale Radiocast, you can also listen to the hottest independent artists. Go to YaleRadiocast.com and get the gold standard.
Like I'm one step away from hitting center stage. One step away from coming out the tunnel to the game. One step away from everybody jumping on my way. Now just let me introduce you to the way I do my thing. I feel like I'm a step away from hitting center stage. One step away from coming out the tunnel to the game. One step away from everybody jumping on my way. Now just let me.
Coming at you live on Saturday mornings, the Male Review. Join me, Mark L., TR, Josh the Intern, and Dylan Yale. Come kick it with the leg, the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. We out here doing extraordinary things. Find out how men really think, how the world looks through our eyes. We talk about all the things that affect males. Tune in and check us out on the Male Review, the gentlemen that are going to take you there from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. right here on YaleRadiocast.com. Get the business.
Hey man, what's up, man? It's your boy Pimp Smell, man.
Jum be the truth, co-host of Pimp Talk, YBDT, you heard?
Tune in to Pimp Talk, man. We just gonna give y'all a little flavor of what we got going on around here.
We bringing knowledge, we bringing inspiration, we bringing all that feel-good stuff that you may be lacking in your everyday life.
There ain't ways to try to reach out to these young people to change the world a little bit. Join your boy Pimp Smell, man. From 7 to 9.
Yale Radio Cast and RTV every Monday, you heard?
Yeah.
They doubted greatness when I told them I embodied it. Slick Rick the ruler, man, I'm on my lottie.
Yeah, Radio Cast, the gold standard of online radio. We already bring you all hits all day, but this one right here is for my hip-hop heads. Tune in to Lyrical Exercise Radio. All bars, all day. You already know how we bring it from the East Coast to the West Coast to down south and even international. Hip-hop ain't dead is right here on Yale Radio Cast.
Welcome back, everyone. And y'all already know what time it is. Real super healing facts. It's that time. So today I wanted to just do something more simple. I wanted to share a tea recipe, one of my favorite tea recipes with you guys. It is getting cold, and we want to make sure that our immune systems are strong and everything. And yes, so this is my favorite tea. My favorite tea is, one thing you should not do is you do not want to throw away your pineapple skins when you cut your pineapple. You want to keep your pineapple skins.
Ooh.
Keep the pineapple skins, right? Wash the pineapple skin really well. However you wash it really good, right? You're going to put it in a pot with some boiling water. You're going to put the pineapple skin. You're going to use some ginger, some mint leaves. If you want, you can add garlic. I add garlic as well. And you can either add orange peels or grapefruit peels. That right there is my favorite tea of all time. Because let me tell y'all, pineapple and mint is such a beautiful combination. It's like, that taste is like, it's nothing like it. That's just like so I will make a big pot of that in the wintertime, and I would just have that boiling, and that scent will go throughout the whole house. So not only are you getting the benefits inside of your body, you're getting that aromatherapy as well, and you're feeling calm. And then when everyone in the house smells that tea, everyone's gonna feel calm. So it's gonna create, it's gonna calm any stress or anxiety. And another way I like to use this tea for the woman, it's really good for when you're on your cycle. It helps with your cramps. It helps with any PMS symptoms. Like, I used to have a lot of PMS symptoms when I was younger, and ever since I had this tea, like, I'm not really aggy anymore. I'm not annoying.
Allegedly.
Like, I really
Allegedly.
whatever.
He said allegedly.
Whatever.
In her perspective.
From my perspective, I feel like, I haven't made maybe because I haven't made the tea in a while, maybe, I don't know. But usually when I drink this tea, I'm in an amazing mood. I feel good. I feel energized. Like, I be getting stuff done. So if you guys want to try it, definitely. Or if you don't want to use the pineapple peels, you can use the actual pineapple itself, and that just makes the pineapple even stronger. But you want to use the pineapple skins, some ginger, garlic, mint leaves, some good strong mint leaves, and orange peels and grapefruit peels. It's amazing for your body, amazing for inflammation, amazing for brain health, memory. It's amazing for energy, boosting your energy. You can drink it before sleep. You're gonna feel really well rested at night. It's gonna help pull out all the toxins from your body at night. When you wake up, you take that first piss in the morning, all them toxins coming out, okay? So, was that a little bit too much info? I'm sorry.
No, it wasn't.
How do you know when it's ready?
What's ready?
Like when you put in there, and how you know, okay, it's done when you put the...
You're gonna know it's ready when you see the color of the mint leaves change a little bit. It's
okay.
gonna, because that's how you're gonna know it's sucked out the nutrients from the mint leaves, the ginger. You're gonna see the difference in the color of everything in there.
Sure.
So yes, there you have it, y'all.
Okay.
Homemade pineapple ginger tea. Usually I'm supposed to bring something, so next week I'm gonna bring it for you guys to taste. I'm supposed to bring it today, but next week. So there you have it, real super healing facts. Thank you for having me, everyone.
Hey, real super healer facts.
Okay,
Let's get it. Let's get it. Hey.
Okay, hold on. Let me read it down. It was pineapple, ginger, mint leaves, garlic, orange peels, and grapefruit peels.
Yes.
Okay,
so
yes.
you can use either or.
We are already doing this.
Yes, you can use either or lime peels as well. So either or. Or you can add all of those in there. And sometimes I might add an extra herb like mullein, which is really good for your lungs if you're a smoker. Or sometimes I might add a different herb like gotu kola or ginkgo biloba. I know I love ginkgo biloba.
Yeah.
That's my favorite herb. So you gonna add that ginkgo biloba in there.
I can't say it. Words like the
Sepulveda.
See, Sepulveda.
Sepulveda.
Ginkgo biloba.
Yeah. I always thought I'd be like ginkgo biloba.
Yeah, that's one of the
it's
words.
okay. Ginkgo biloba.
My favorite.
Biloba. Okay.
That's my favorite. So yeah. Super healing facts. Let's get it.
Hey,
Get it, man.
Let's get it. Let's
Motivational
get it.
Shit podcast. So Wayne, why don't you reintroduce our guest so we can get to know her a little better about things? Because she had a great conversation earlier, and she had us digging deep and telling all the stories and everything. So let's reintroduce her and then get to know her better.
So we gotta have High Heels, right? Part of Black Ink Radio. She's been around the community. She's been spreading light, awareness. Anytime you get with High Heels, you're going to dive deep. You're going to dive deep. You're going to come up with some new perspectives. I have a lot of respect for High Heels. I really look at her like a teacher. I look at her through the lens of I look at her as like a Black Panther. Like that's how.
Okay.
That's how I view her. Like I view her in like such a high regard. So I ain't got nothing but respect. So hey, let's get it.
Yeah,
let's get it.
Hey man,
We just saw her last night.
Black Panthers. That was Huey P. Newton was one of my inspirations because I was gonna go to law school. That was my plan, and I love the Black Panthers before the nation was my influence. All throughout college. So that's dope that you said that. I love that. The alignment.
I feel kind of bad because I said, I just seen Wakanda last night, but she talking about the
I'm talking about the real Black Panthers.
Yeah, my bad.
Oh, you're all good.
Yeah, we talking about the real Black Panthers.
Hey, low key, I didn't even know that movie was coming out until on Instagram. I was like, why are all these people taking pictures like Wakanda again?
I was like, it's Thursday.
I had no idea that the movie was coming out. I felt real under the rock.
But I did steal my name from Huey P.
I saw that.
Yeah, so real inspiration as well.
Yeah, I Instagram stalked you. I did. I saw it already. I already did. That's just a little fun fact about me. I will Insta stalk you. I will definitely look through your whole Instagram. That's what we do on the show too.
That's how we get our questions.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just nosy as hell. That's all. I'm super nosy. I'm like, who is this? Like, who are we about to sit by? I got to see who you are. I already know Wade, but I'm like, who are these people?
Right.
Who are y'all?
Exactly.
We was watching your videos too. He's like, oh, this is gonna be a good show.
Oh yeah, we watched all your videos.
Yeah, I cried
we did
on
a lot
my
of
last
stalking.
show.
We watched a lot of the stuff.
Yeah, I'm a crybaby, so I be crying.
What got you started? What got you started? Just healing. Being in the community.
Okay, wait. Which one? Let's see. Because I was, quote unquote, I guess, healing before I was in the community. Because a lot of my time came in solitude and not around people. Even when I was doing my energy healing apprenticeship, I was still very much isolated because I was homeless. I was living in a motel room. So I didn't want people to know my life. I didn't want to invite people in because then they'll find out my secret that I live in a ran down motel room with my 5 kids and my husband. You know what I mean? So I'll say the healing aspect was really just God pulled me out of where I was. Like I told you, I was going to go to law school. My whole plan was to be a senator. I was going to write policy. That was my thing. But then when I found my mother dead, it was just my life was different. And I had to figure out how to heal myself. And then so from figuring out how to heal myself, then that's when, God was kind of like, okay, now let's share this. And I got put through different things where I feel like, what was it? I had something called transverse myelitis in 2015. And so it's an autoimmune disorder where your body will detect a virus and then it attacks your spinal cord and then you become paralyzed within days. So I was paralyzed from the chest down. And blind in my left eye. And then after some steroids, I got my vision back, but I was sitting there in the hospital and I was just I was just trying to understand because I'm like, okay, my mom died 2012. Then I ran through all this money in 2013. 2014, I had my baby. I'm still with this crazy man I don't want to be with. Now I'm paralyzed. I'm like, what's going on? Like, what's up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I just was like, whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. Just let me walk. And the message was to share. And so I really wasn't obedient to that message. And then 2017, once I was in LA, I started to really just get the balls, let me really start recording myself talking about things, let me share my process because that was the agreement that I had. So then when I came back out here in 2019, I left my husband and I left with nothing. I left with $115 in 2 bags, and my brother randomly let me stay in his guest room. And that was when I was like, okay, like, I'm going to put myself out there. I had been just in my house, just learning things from, 2017, 2018. 2017, I started my first, I guess you would call that a podcast now. It was Metaphysics Mondays. I was Black Tourmaline Dream. It was busy. I'm going to post the first video. You'll laugh. But when I decided to come out into the community, that was like 2019, I just went to a few like events, like, in the park and stuff like that. But I was very overwhelmed. And so I just went back into my work mode of working at the spot, and then COVID hit. So that's when I was like, okay, I got my products. Like, okay, I got to get my products out there. So I started vending. And the first few times I vended at the end of 2020, like, nobody was really messing with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody sell body butters and lotions. And I was like, you know what? I think that it's because don't nobody know me. Like, who am I? Like, here I am just here with a table selling products. They like, I don't even know you. So the very beginning of 2021, I started volunteering. I volunteered for Tassili's the Healer's Alchemy. I just started volunteering for different events and helping out different events. Supporting different people's events, and then after about a couple months, then I started vending. And then that's when people was like, because I, what was it? It was, what are they called? It's Raw Yoga does it. It's
the yoga playground where you're naked?
No. No.
No.
I talked about it was a sound healing, something that they used to do.
Oh, the sound healing, man. I'm thinking yoga playground.
It's a group of people. It's yoga playgrounds like cousin or brother or something.
Okay.
But he does Easy. He be there too.
Okay.
But it was like 2021. God, I don't know why it's leaving me right now. They're gonna be like, really, sis? You remember me? I remember you. I totally do. Like, Abu is in it, everything. But I started to do theirs too. It's like Sound Healing Sundays or something like that. Like, I started to do support people's events and support people's stuff. And then after that, then I started really vending. And it's really just weird. Like, every time I would vend, I would just vend one place and someone would be like, hey, you should come to my event. And then I'm like, okay, cool, I'll vend at your event. And like, it would be stuff like I met Jeff from Athletics vending at a Kwanzaa event. So then he was like, yeah, I got something I'm doing. So then I started doing his events. And then Shar Bates came to one of my tables. She was like, hey, I'm doing something called Altar Candy. You should vend. Started vending Altar Candy. Like, so that's how I really, really got into the community, was from vending. And just people like messing with me because my table was like a store. You know what I'm saying? Like, other people would complain, like, who is this chick with everything taking up all this room? But I was like, hey, because I'm about my business. So that's how I really got into the community, was as a vendor. And then through that, what I was doing social media wise was being supported, and then people were starting to hear like, oh wait, she actually got some stuff that she talk about. Oh, she actually is a healer. Like Secret, I was helping Jeff at InvestFest last year, and I met Secret, and she was like, yeah, I'm opening this place called the Zen Bar. We're gonna be doing this, that, and the third. And I was like, hey, I do Reiki. And I was like, I really hadn't been doing it for people. She was like, come on and do it here then. So that was how I started working with the Zen Bar. So it was really about the first step was me actually volunteering and supporting the community is how I got into the community. And then I guess the rest is where I'm at now.
The rest is where you at now. Wow, that's a beautiful journey. So like, I see, with your content, you always you had the ovaries to go against the 19, the final boss of 2020. No. You know what I'm saying? The V, a Huey.
The pestilence that was put onto us in 2019.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yes.
It was a little lost for me.
The pandemic. That
Yes.
The stabby stab.
You said 19. I'm thinking about 19 keys.
I was like, I'm not going against 19 keys.
Like, okay, they said number 0. Put it
together. Like, wait a minute.
Put it together.
I said the final boss of 2020.
I'm like, what's the T?
Okay.
Yeah, that's funny. You're talking about when I went to the Defeat the Mandate rally.
Yes.
Yes.
And when you showcased that.
Yeah, that was, man, like, that was a lot because this is the part that nobody really knows. But and I'm really just, I want to be open with y'all. Like, I'm not rich. You know what I'm saying? I will be. But I work on my finances constantly. And that was January 2021. Vending was super slow. So, like, there was no money being made. Like, none. And, but the brother Risa, me, and Madonna Marie, shout out to Madonna Marie, we were watching his live. And he was talking about he was going to be speaking at the Defeat the Mandate rally. And something was like, you need to go. And I had just got off of, like, fasting for 40 days. And, like the messages were just coming to me to do stuff. So I'm like, okay, I ain't got no money to go really. So I said, I'm gonna meditate on it. And I took a bath, meditated, and it told me to go. It told me to go alone. So I was like, okay, like, what about Madonna? And they was like, no, go alone. So I'm like, okay. So I had a credit card that randomly, I don't even know like what made me get this credit card, but it had $300 on it. So I booked my flight. And then I booked my Airbnb, like with that $300 credit card. And I went. And the crazy part was that I had my hair covered and I had a hoodie on. And when I got off the plane and I went to the bathroom, I looked like this. And it was like I looked into the mirror and seen like, and I was like, whoa, like I look like a Muslim. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of shook me.
Wow.
But it was the step I needed to take really that brought me here. And so when I went, Risa had introduced me to someone named Jade. And then also I met Dr. Christina Parks. And then I also met Sister Kayla. And so even with that, it was like these three other people that I met were, especially with Kayla, at the time I had started to really watch like the minister, and I was getting really like, whoa, like I'm loving this. But I didn't think I fit in with the women. So she was so cool and so normal. I was like, hold up, maybe I fit in. But also with that process, I saw something that I think that not a lot of people are realizing. There was a lot of alt-right, a lot of white people at that debate, at that rally. It wasn't a lot of us. And that was something that I thought was important to see, that through this next part of our process, our allies are not going to be who we think they are. Our allies are the people that are completely opposite of who we think would be on the same page. So, the alt-right are very much about not having big government. Now, before, when I was a super liberal, I thought, oh my God, but I get what they're saying, because the government, if we have big government, they control everything in your life.
Yes. Yes, that's true.
And also what was beautiful about that moment is because, there was this dude. So when Risa was about to go and speak, and so you see all the FOI, and they was like, what's the Nation of Islam doing here? And we're clearly with them because we're like the only two black people. And so I said to the guy, I was like, no, they're like anti-vaxxers. And they were like, what? And I was like, no, like they have like a big movement. Like the Honorable Minister Farrakhan told us not to get it. Like he told us that in 2020. And they were just like, seriously? Like we had a whole conversation with this like uber redneck who I would have thought never wanted to talk to us. But it was like, going to DC was a huge pivotal moment for my life, because one, I went out somewhere completely by myself. I had my microphone, I had my camera, and I had my tripod. You know what I'm saying? And then it was also like realizing this next part of the journey is about, it's about dispelling whatever I thought, and now I have to open myself up to something new, because we are in a new world right now. So that was huge for me. Like that was huge practice of trust. And when I came back, like all praises be to Allah, I had gotten like a rental assistance that gave me assistance. Like I have gotten a job right after that. Like everything opened up. So the money that I spent did not even matter. Wow. You know what I mean? So
came right back.
Yeah. The Defeat the Mandate rally was like pivotal for my life. Very, very pivotal.
Oracle Connect been key to me. I shared a video to you. I already knew not to get it. My mom, she's for it. She works for that energy, right? So I showed my mom the video, and I had the facts that RZA speaked about, and even with the whole they well, one of the key points now, when they was telling everyone to go get it, it stops the transmission, right? They said that. Then later they put a video out that was on Fox, right? That was on Fox that said, oh, these mandates don't stop the transmission. You know, it don't stop the spread.
Right.
You know, so I put that video, I showed my mom, you know, ultimately all in all, that didn't convince her.
Yeah.
You know, the second part did when I was talking about the dark forces in Hollywood, you know, but, you know, I still was able to get somewhat to my mom, but I realized for myself that, hey, I know the truth and that some people are going to awaken to it, you know, and they're going to realize and come out of the herd mentality, the sheep mentality. But I just wanted to give thanks to that because Oracle Connect, when I watched that episode with RZA, it and your episode where you had the Dr. Christina Parks. Yes. Y'all had facts. It made sense. Like, why are we taking something that doesn't stop the transmission of it? Because isn't that's the whole purpose of a vaccine, to stop you from getting it, to stop it from spreading?
Right.
Why are we taking it?
And why? And also, it's really about, why are you mandating it? Okay, if people want to get it, why are you mandating it? Why are you telling me I have to get this if it's not going to work? Dr. Christina Parks, if y'all have not tapped into her, like, she is amazing. Actually, the funny thing about her, I met her in January. We went to the All Black National Convention a few weeks ago. I was her guest, and it was crazy because she's very divinely guided and touched. And I love her because she is that merger of the science, but also of faith and of God. You know what I'm saying? Like, she is definitely on a spiritual path, and she's so crucial and so imperative for us to have on our team because she's breaking down the science of this stuff. Like, I can tell you, like, you know, I got to download that's not good. She's breaking it down like, the lipids and she gonna laugh at me because I don't ever be knowing, like, how to explain what she says. But, you know, she like the spike protein and all that kind of stuff. Like, so, like, she's imperative. But yeah, it was funny. I was like driving, like, dang, I want to go to All Black National Convention. And then she texted me like, hey, are you going to All Black National Convention? And I was like, well, I am now. Let me book my flight. But yeah, so Dr. Parks is very important. You know, the thing about this whole, I don't know what platform you're on, so I'm gonna say the vacations. The thing about the vacations and this pandemic is that it was a huge test of mind control. They're seeing what they can really do. And it's definitely divided people. And so you have to now know that not everybody's going to go. And you have to now know, let me go with the like-minded. It separated families.
It did.
We've taken logic out of the game. You've got people that are medical professionals who keep on making excuses for something that doesn't make sense because they just don't want to say they're wrong. Right? And it's a spiritual warfare that's attached to this. It's not just about a medical thing. I think that's why with the Hollywood stuff, that the other video you were talking about, that's important too, because this all plays hand in hand. Because the media is how we are controlled. That's why what we do is important. We need black media. You need media that is going to be speaking truth. Because the way that they control our minds, even when we talk about the BBLs, all of that is part of it. And so when we go back to the vacations, that right there, it was a mind control test. How many people can we control? And the ones who have not gotten it, or the ones who got it because they job but they didn't want to get it, but you know what's up, we have to stick together now. And now we have to start to build together. And we can't you can't convince somebody no more. You know what I'm saying? As much as you want to, you gotta let them be where they at and just keep it moving. Because we are on a whole different page as far as where we are. We're in the age of Aquarius. You know what I'm saying? So we are in that enlightenment age of like, okay, the wickedly wise, they is running it right now. You know, we've hit that 6,000 years. So we're at a place where we gotta, activate yourself. However you activate, whatever it is that you believe in, whatever it is you do, you a healer, tap into that. That's what we need you for. You know what I'm saying? You do film, tap into that. That's what we need you for. You doing the media and the motivational and the mental health. We need you. Like, whatever it is that you can do, now it's time to pull that together because we've got to get our people aligned. And our people don't just mean black people, our people. our people, the ones that are
Yeah,
like-mindedness.
yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, because I think people get it twisted. When I say my people, yeah, I mean black people, but then I mean my people. Whoever it is that's on my page. And when I talk about black people, it's because a lot of our people are stuck. And I try my best to get us unstuck. But if you're gonna stay over there, you stay over there. It's about our people now. Like, if you know what's up, if you down, let's go.
I know what you mean. Like,
Yes.
God, I know what you mean with that, man. Hey, Thundercats. Oh, hey. I know what you mean with
It's
that.
interesting you say that because I seen one of your shows. You was kind of having asking one of the guys on there about bridging the gap, right? So that kind of falls into what I was saying, like that show, and you were kind of you were asking him because he had a great response.
Watch the drip, right?
Yeah,
Watch the
Shout out to
drip,
Watch the
and
Drip.
he had a
Watch the
super
Drip.
great response. I just want to get everybody's opinion on how do you bridge the gap and the importance of bridging the gap, or what is your opinion on bridging the gap? Getting, you know, like he said, you have people who say, well, we just a community. And then you got people that, you know, it's a little disconnect right there.
Yes.
So if you can touch on it, then everybody else can follow and touch on bridging the gap and being a little divided at that point.
Yeah. So, you know, that's been something that I'm trying to figure out still, how to bridge the gap. Because the issue that I'm seeing is that we keep on creating divisions between one another. Gotcha. You know, like even a glimpse into my life when I went to D.C. for the FBA rally. It was the FBA reparations rally. I have people tell me, "Oh, you non-FBA." I'm like, "What are we? Why? What you mean? I'm non-FBA, FBA?" Now we're creating more divides, which is and I feel like, and don't get it twisted, I don't not support FBA. I support it. What I'm saying is that we keep creating more bridges. Bridging the gap, though, it goes back to what we were talking about with humility. You got to let go of whatever you say you are. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We are one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You could be a Christian. You could be a Jew. I'm a Muslim. You know, you could be Ifa. We all got the same. We got the same plan. We got the same objective. We got the same agenda. So, like, I feel like it's about, because even with what Drip was talking about, like I asked, do he feel like we look at like we feel like we better than other people, and the quote unquote conscious community, and he was like, kind of, you know what I'm saying? Because and I feel him. That's why I really I'm starting to get to a point where I'm not gonna say I'm in the conscious community, because I'm in one community. We one community. I might, because I feel like I wasn't really in this community until 2021 when we just talked about my story. So how much am I in the conscious community rather than how much am I just myself and I live here and I do these things? Because when we keep on doing that, now it's more of a divide. But humility is I think key in bridging the gap.
What about you, Wayne?
No, that's definitely true, man. It's definitely true, man, because what are you talking about, the humility or just bridging the gap?
Humility, your thoughts on bridging the gap.
Okay.
See what everybody think, you know.
Yeah, man. We I try to find avenues too, man.
Because you deal with especially you, because you deal with the youth and you got to find some type of way to make them relate.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
One thing that's been gift was I always been just good with younger people. I always just been good with, like children naturally just come up to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's one thing that's been good. And I think it's just my high energy too. But I always try to, like, I approach it from a therapeutic standpoint, right? In mental health, right? In therapy, period. You got to enter their world. Okay? So I come down, you know, I enter their world, see what they like and this and that. A lot of the kids I counsel through, you know, depression, anger, you know, stress. They all into anime. I'm a big anime head. Boom, that's the bridge right there. So I'm able to tie even lessons through that. Like, I believe your son is into a popular anime called Demon Slayer.
Oh, I don't know. I think so.
Yeah. But Demon Slayer.
I put him on.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm on like
exactly.
10, I just
so bad. I'm that mom. I don't even know.
I got into it because
I was into something new. So.
My daughter was in the heavy, so I was like, man, let me see what it's about. Then I keep people around me, keep I'm not a person who was just all into all these years on. I'm just not. I'm late. Like I was wearing a hat, Demon Slayer. I didn't even know what it was. People were stopping me. It was, and I didn't even know what it was. Everybody was stopping me. Oh my gosh! I was playing along with it. I was like, yeah, man, I love it. It was like, hey, you're a real one for having it on. I was like, yeah.
I know, yeah.
Until they asked him what his favorite character was, and he texted me, "Tell me a character."
Tell me again, yo. But like, it's power in that. That's how you bridge the gap, like through there, right? Because Demon Slayer emphasizes breathing, and it's alignment how it came out near the pandemic. It emphasizes breathing. The power of, because you have these different swordsmen. They do a martial arts, but the martial arts is based on breathing styles. It shows the characters doing different breathing techniques, and breathing helps with anger, stress, anxiety. So I use that and relate that to when I talk to a little kid. So that's how I've been able to bridge the gap. So I take that same therapeutic standpoint and I come at the world like that. When I can have a conversation with a being, right, a human being, when I can have a conversation with a person and find out what they're like and what they're into, I'm able to bridge that, and I'm able to, put the therapy in there and able to put my influence in there. So that's how I do it. Hey, yes.
Yeah, I feel like the titles create division, like she said. Like all these titles create division. And as far as the bridging the gap, I think back in the day it was more bridging the gap. Like people they used to say was like OGs back in the day. I feel like they used to step in more and try to relate a little more. But I feel like a lot of that, it's not as much of that going on. So it is kind of disconnect, which I don't know the exact answer to it, but I wish it was a better way. I'm still trying to think of and figure out a better way to connect with all different people or different walks of life, and how to connect it or connect my experience. And because I've seen both sides. Like I've seen been in the community doing all kind of stuff, but I grew up hood and streets, so I know everything. So sometimes like, dang, I got my friends that on this side and I got my friends on that side. How can I
put them together? Yeah, but
but it's kind of sometimes you can't. So I don't know, how that goes.
Yeah, I mean, I noticed though, like, because it has been a mass awakening, that even within the people that you think are not conscious, they conscious. I always say, like, okay, so I don't know, are any of y'all from Atlanta?
Me.
You from Atlanta? Yeah. Where you from?
What you mean, like
what part?
Oh, like Adamsville.
Okay, so all right, so we from Atlanta. Atlanta is conscious. You have no other choice but to be conscious. We grew up in the heart of where the civil rights movement was. You know what I'm saying? Like most of us, we like, if you listen to Goody Mob, all the Dungeon Family, like there's consciousness here. We don't have to be in the conscious community, but it's this transient society community that's a lot of people that are not from Atlanta. So that's why Atlanta doesn't look conscious. But I'm like, we really are conscious people here. So all that to say, even the stripper, even the drug dealer, there's consciousness within them. So we do have commonalities. It's just that's why I was saying I want to stray away from saying I'm in the conscious community, because who am I to say that this person's not conscious because they don't go to the events I go to, or because they don't do the stuff I do. Because like even with over there at Black Ink, it's a girl, I'm not going to drop her name, but she's a rapper who is super ratchet, right? Like, she got a video with a baby in it. It's weird. But one of my guests was on the... It was weird. It was like, what? But she comes and gets her tats from some summer at Black Ink. And so one of my guests was in the elevator with her, and he was like, yo, you know that girl such and such? And I was like, who? And he was like, and I've seen her before, and he was like, I just had the most like intelligent conversation with her. Like he was completely thrown. So all that to say, even where you don't think that there is commonality. So sometimes I don't know if we need to necessarily bridge the gap. It's just about taking the label off and being, you know what I'm saying? Like taking that title off and being humble enough to know that you probably know the same thing I know. You know what I'm saying? You just might not have the same language.
Wow, that's key. That's taking the label off.
I like that.
It's going to be a different language, a different look, a different image, but on the inside, they have that language, or they have that ability to connect with you on a certain level, like just a different language. And I feel like sometimes, like for me, when it comes to bridging the gap, I feel like if someone wants some like health information, just information in general, I don't want to make them feel bad for not knowing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the times people, they don't want to ask questions because they feel like, okay, like these people might make me feel bad for not knowing or anything. So I just always try to make people feel like it's okay that you don't know it and don't make them feel bad for it, or also kind of relate with them and be like, I remember when I just figured out, you know, I give them a story, like they'll be like, hey, like I need some herbs on healing my blood and stuff like that, and I was like, oh yeah, well, you know, I recently had skin problems and I had to research this too as well. So just relating with them too, so that they know, listen, like you're not alone. And at one point, so like we don't know everything all the time, you know. And yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. That's important, is not making people feel bad for not knowing. Because, I feel like I feel like sometimes we get that vibe where it'd be like, I mean, why would I supposed to know? Like, you don't know this? Like, no, I don't. You know, sorry. Okay, now explain.
Yeah, definitely.
It throws people off. Like, it's like, okay, never mind. I don't want to know then. You know? So, that is important.
Yeah.
So, I got one last question for you, High Heels.
Okay. One last answer.
Nice. That's nice.
I'm corny.
What's some things you will change just in the not conscious but the community all together, and where do you see yourself in the future?
Something I would change in the conscious community or in the community?
Yeah.
I would say the community.
Yeah. So the community.
Something I would change, I guess without sounding redundant, I would change the division, but I would change how judgmental we are of each other. I would want to change how we're so critical of each other. And we expect so much from each other. And like right now, I'm finding myself in a place where like people are looking to me. I guess I am getting more attention and people are starting to know who I am.
Yes.
And I'm realizing that they expect me to live a certain way. And they expect me to react a certain way.
Yeah, I go through the same thing.
Yeah, as if I'm not human, as if I'm not a person. And we have to remember, like, that no matter who, even probably Mama Tassili probably has a bad day someday. But you look at her like, oh my God, I'm sure she's perfect every day. And I'm like, you know, so we have to have just, I wish that we could change the amount of grace that we have for each other. Having more grace, having more understanding, allowing people to be people no matter what level you think that they're at, no matter how many followers, all that kind of stuff. Because I think that the thing is that the rest of the world does not have that grace for us. You know what I'm saying? Our children are not looked at as children. You know, our boys are looked at as men already when they're like 16, 17. Like, if the rest of the world doesn't have that kind of grace for us, we need to have that kind of grace for each other. So I think that would be what I would want to change the most, is having more grace and more acceptance and understanding for each other, and more support like that. Where do I see myself? So really, where I see myself in the next, I'll say 5 to 10 years, is working with my mother's home country. She's from the Kingdom of Eswatini. And right now they are going through, they had a huge civil unrest last year, but they really want to be liberated from the king. They want to have a democracy. This is the last standing monarch. And I feel like because of my namesake, my name is Golda, and I feel like I'm really supposed to help my home country. And, you know, they always put all these other countries out there that they need liberation and they need democracy. And here it is, this country in Africa who is fighting for this every day. Every day. If you watch Eswatini news, every day people are being killed. People are being silenced. They've cut people out from the rest of the world. They've cut their internet. So that's where I see myself, is taking whatever connections I build in this country through my work and bringing it back home to help my people.
Yo, that is so honest. That's so fucking badass.
Yeah,
that's so fucking. Yo, that's why I say I always see her as a Black Panther, bro. That is so fucking badass, man. So fucking badass. Man, that's what I'm talking about, man.
She went off.
God, I'm motivated. God, I'm
motivated?
I'm motivated. I'm motivated.
Let's go.
I'm fucking motivated super, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what the fuck I'm talking about, man.
How you get the name High Heels? And Oracle Connect, how the names come together.
High heels. This is really funny. So my ex-husband, I used to be Black Tourmaline Dream, and it was just too much on my Instagram. It was too long. So I was sitting with him. It's like Valentine's Day, and I was like, I need another name. Like Black Tourmaline Dream's just too much. But I needed to be feminine and sexy, but I needed to be a healer. And he was like, okay, High Heels, but HEALS. So he gave me the name.
I just had a moment. I swear I just had like a personal moment because I just got it.
Oh,
I just got it right now.
Yeah, my tag is not for the shoes, but for the healing of energy.
Heels.
Yes.
Like
yes.
healing.
Like healer. And then
I just caught that so late. Oh my god.
Yeah, but actually Oracle Connect, Versativity came up with Oracle Connect.
Okay, versatility.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was like, yo, because I was doing All Hustle No Fear. And shout out All Hustle No Fear. It's just a little bit of different a vibe than what I do.
Yeah.
And I was telling him, I'm like, bro, like, I just want to do something. Like, I need to do something. And he was like, okay, well, you go to all these events. Like, you can start interviewing people there. Because I was saying I really want to do interviews. And he was like, cool, you can just do interviews at all the places that you've been. And I was like, okay, what would I call it? And he was like, Oracle Connect. So, yeah, Versativity came up with the name. I can't act like I did. So, everyone named me. I'm not that inventive. I named 5 children, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
But didn't come up with the names, but yes, that's where the names came from.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm an oracle.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, y'all. Like, she really is an oracle.
Yeah, it's real. No, like, really, really. Like, I don't know if you ever noticed that, like, I was running late. So your microphones weren't working. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything in my life really... Let me not speak, because anytime I speak, it'd be like, let me show you. But I'm starting to understand the connection that I have with the universe. And it's, the more I submit, though, the more I submit.
Oh, so you did. Okay.
Surrender.
All I'm saying is the second that she came in, the microphone started working.
It did. Because I totally needed that. Like,
It did.
Yeah. Like,
I ain't gonna lie. Her energy, she shut it down for us to make it here on time.
Yes, and that's why I was like, because I wasn't gonna meet him, and he wasn't gonna be there. And as soon as he was like, 15 minutes away, I was like, that's what happened.
Right there.
Everything, but that's Allah's time. It's not me. That's Allah. That is the submittance to Allah. Once you submit, your life is planned by Allah, God. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why it's always all praises due to Allah. It's not me. It's all praises due to Allah.
Like you submit and trust.
Yes.
Before we wrap it up, though, I saw something on IG. It's a lot of big words. I just want to attack it. I'm working on my words, big words and things. An oracle is a priest or a priestess acting as a medium through whom advice or prophecy was sought from the gods in classical antiquity. So, I just wanted to, attack that. I saw on your IG. I just want to say,
Why
your
oracle?
Yeah.
Because I used to be a psychic medium, and I realized that when you say you're a psychic medium, people be wanting you to be clear. They be wanting you to tell me what's going to happen. And I realized that I do not tell you always what you want to hear. I tell you what you need to hear. And I don't have control over it. Like, I feel like psychics, mediums, they just will be like, oh, let me tell you about yourself. But really, like, that's why I really stopped doing readings, because I just let people, like the other day, this lady, at my school, her son committed suicide. And when I saw her, something told me, I was like, let me see a picture of yourself. And so I saw a picture of him, and I was like, cool, okay. And then she looked and she was like, just, if you get anything, just let me know, because she knows, So I went to the bathroom and I just wrote pages from him. Just pages of what she needed to hear from him. There was things that he told me not to tell her, and there was what he told me to tell her. And I told her everything that he wanted her to know, and it was everything she needed. So as the oracle, that's what I feel like my life is to be submitting and just do what I'm supposed to do, tell them I'm supposed to tell. Sometimes I don't realize that it's aligned. I have no clue. Like I might say to somebody like, let me stop trying to be your mother. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then suddenly it's like their mother dies. And so that's probably why I'm coming in as that support, because I'm supporting you you know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden it's with someone who needed to talk to me. Like, I don't know if that's a good example, but it's just weird stuff like that'll happen. Like, where I just fit in where I'm supposed to. And like in my readings, I ask the questions that you need to answer, not because I'm going to tell you your life. I'm just telling you little breadcrumbs to help you. Like on the Matrix. The Oracle, how she told him that he wasn't the one. And she said, maybe in your next life. And that was his next life. He got shot, he died, and he woke back up and was the one. So that's like a really good example. Yeah. I'll tell you what you need. And my life was a sentence today.
So Wayne, you want to let you do the outro?
Yes.
You're just that guy with the energy.
Man, all today, like, we have reviewed a lot. We have talked a lot. And the main points I want everyone to digest is patience, trust. What was the other one?
Patience, faith, trust.
Patience, faith, and trust. Those are the key. Yes.
Thank you so much, and I am really proud of you. And like, I love you like so much. When I first met you, I don't know what it was about you, but I loved your spirit. I'm proud of what you're doing. I love what you guys are doing here. Like, I just have to say thank you. I'm really honored to be here on your platform. And y'all, just like, this is a real one, and it's a genuine person here. Like,
good energy.
I might not text you right back, but I'm gonna get you back. I either text back 1 minute later or a week later. But like, I just value who you are. I love your spirit. Thank you.
Hey man, I don't care what Super Healing Darling said about you either, man. I really respect you.
I appreciate that, man.
Hey, we had a conversation, and I told him how much I appreciate him before
yeah. Man, I just appreciate everyone. Thank you, man. It's been an honor having you on here, High Heels. It's been an honor, and everything you did. So, everyone out here, focus on patience, trust, and faith. And we're going to go ahead and wrap it up and stay motivated and stay passionate. And let's get it.
Let's get
it. Hey. Let's go out to the vibe.
Yes.
Hey.
I love it.
Radio Cast.com